Hello, everybody. Unusual time. I know. But, uh, today's somewhat of a special day. It doesn't feel very special to me, I'm gonna be honest. I think that's just an age thing. At a certain point in time, it doesn't feel that special anymore. Hello! Thank you. But yeah, it's my birthday. I am a year older. And I don't know at all what I'll do. I wanted to doodle something today. Something chill because I'm once again suffering. Well, not suffering. I'm doing alright. I'm just a little ill. Let me change the music. Okay. But we'll do a short stream where I'll be drawing something for myself because why not, you know? I can give myself gifts for my birthday. I don't know what it'll be though. But maybe like 2-3 hours and then I will probably be back tomorrow, I think. But yeah, we're just gonna have a chill time, hang out a little bit, have fun, and I'll draw something. I'm like, I thought because I didn't have like an exam right on my ass, I would be less busy, but I'm not, so I didn't actually plan anything. But, I do have a bit of an idea, I think. Maybe. Perhaps. But yeah. I haven't really done anything special today. I did have a nice birthday lunch, I suppose. But since it's a weekday, the proper celebrations will be at a later date. And I guess I'll talk about it on Sunday, maybe. Because I won't be streaming on Saturday because of that. Oh, I don't know what to do with this. Hold on. I'm a little bit, like, an itty bitty amount of ill. So, excuse-moi if my voice decides to leave. It's not my fault. Well, actually, it really isn't. I could rant about this every single time. Hi, Sam! Hello, thank you! Thank you very much. Thank you for hanging out with me. I don't know if I want to rant about that. Because it's always the same. And, like, ranting about it isn't going to change anything. So, you know. But I am a little madge. Or, well, madge isn't the right word. I guess salty. I'm a little salty. But when am I not? Let me see. I want to put Squiggles somewhere, but where do I put him? Perhaps I can have him sit on my tail somewhere. Did I lay in a field? I've been stuck at home all day, actually, because I'm ill. I'm not, like, very ill, but I'm definitely feeling like something's creeping up on me, you know? So I haven't done much. But I will celebrate on the weekend, so there's that. How do you hold presents? Wait. I guess you have the hands, like, under it? Yeah. Something like that. I did have a nice lunch, I suppose. But I haven't done much. And I got cake. I guess I got cake and some presents. But my actual celebrations will be on the weekend. Where I will go out. And hopefully I will have gotten over whatever is trying to get me. Please. Last year I was also ill during this time, so I couldn't celebrate, and I don't want to repeat that, preferably. I would like to actually celebrate my birthday for once. Ooh. I don't know if there's a translation for the cake. Maybe, let me look. Cause this is my favorite type of cake. And it's really good. But I don't know if it's like known outside of the German stratosphere, I guess. It's called bee sting cake, I guess. And it's really good. Like, really, really good. It's my favorite. I really recommend it because it's super tasty. Yeah, I figured as much. I think it's not like a thing outside of the German-speaking area. It has like... Ooh, what is that called in English? Hold on. It has like shaved almonds, I guess. Shaved almonds on top. And like a honey glaze. And it has cream inside. It's really good. I can only recommend it, but you know, I'm obviously biased. I do think that we make pretty good pastries here. It's just like on top. Like a finish, I suppose. I really like that though. Cause it's like kind of like a little crunchy, I guess, with the honey glaze. I think it tastes good. I don't know what I'm doing with this mouth. Hold on. Whoa. Just trying to figure out what pose this is supposed to be. I think when it comes to like pastries and bread, the Germans and the Austrians are probably amongst the best. Not to like pat myself on the back or anything, but we have some pretty good stuff. And we have like a lot of variety, I guess. You can always find really good things. And I'm more of a cake person anyways. I said it last time. I mean, I guess you are known for not having good food. Unfortunately. So in a way you're known for having food, I suppose? Kind of, technically. But, you know. You could be good or known for other things, although I don't know what. Are you though? I mean, I'm not like a sports person, so I wouldn't know. I thought England was at least somewhat good at it. We're not particularly good at sports either. Maybe winter sports, for obvious reasons. We're pretty good at those, but other than that, it's like, no. But then again, I don't know anything. Oh yeah, you have cricket. I wonder how prevalent that is in other nations. Because it feels like another thing that only really exists. Sorry, I just think how hold thing. How hold. Like a very local thing, I guess. But again, I don't know anything about sports. I never really got into that. I mean, I guess if it's like the Olympics, right? Or the World Cup, I might watch. But I also have no idea what's going on, so... Although I do sometimes... well, I guess that's also technically the Olympics. What's it called? Ski jumping? Because, like... we're pretty good at that. I think. Although I think the Norwegians are beating us at that now. But we used to be good. I mean, we still are, but I think we used to do the best at ski jumping. Which makes sense, you know, because mountains and snow and, you know. I'd imagine if you don't have a lot of snow where you're from, it'll be harder. Yeah, of course. Austria gets snow every winter, or at least it should. We haven't gotten that much snow in the recent years, but you know, there's this neat little thing called global warming. But yeah, we typically get snow every single year. Usually nowadays it's like January and February, but it used to be earlier. Which makes sense, you know? I mean, we already have snow. I mean, I say already. But we have snow right now. Not like all the way down, but the mountains already have snow. Actually, I think it snowed like a couple of days ago. So... But it was like really, well, for the season, it was really warm, so the snow just disappeared again. I think that's just the effects of climate change, though, that the seasons are all being pushed around. Because like I said, we used to have snow in November and December, sometimes even October. Not so much now, though. Which is a shame. I really like snow. And unlike some other countries, not throwing any shade in at any country in particular, we can actually mostly handle it. Because, you know, we're used to it. We get it every year, so, you know, you have, like, the salting the roads and, like, the winter tires and, like, the machinery that gets rid of the snow on the roads and all that stuff. Although if it's like really heavy, that doesn't, like, there are still times where parts of it, like parts of our country, are in a bit of a rough shape, I guess. Oh yeah, I heard about that. What's the name of it again? I don't remember. I feel like I talked about this like yesterday. But that is, I mean, I guess that's a little depressing to think about, but that is also something that will just happen more frequently because global warming. Which is, I don't really understand. Well, I guess I don't understand people who deny climate change in general, but I don't really understand how you can look at that and go, yeah, that's normal. It's not. Why would you ever think it is? You know? If it only got hotter, which is already a problem, that's one thing. But we get a lot of bad weather phenomena as well. And then to be like, no, it's not real. Like, what? It's weird. I don't know. But people will deny anything. I have not, no. I lost my train of thought, sorry. What was I saying? Right, I wanted to, like, where do I put my boy? Hmm. I guess I can put him on my head. Not like up here. I like sitting there. Okay. Oh wow. Well, bold assumption. I'm assuming the trains don't work. Well, maybe it's time to install a really good drainage system or something. Actually, I kind of want to. Oh wait, I'm an idiot sandwich. I know how to draw my character. Hey, I mean, maybe it'll work. I do feel like countries will just have to prepare for such things more. And I think a lot of them are not. I don't know why. But I think a lot of people are very much in denial about this stuff. Which is, maybe not the best, I gotta say. Why? I guess also, I don't know if... why are we talking about such depressing things today? But... yeah, I mean, it is getting really warm everywhere. That's another thing that will just happen more often is, like, wildfires, I guess. Because, again, it gets hotter and hotter. Oh yeah, I'm not talking specifically the UK, but like other places, you know? Because I think they've had a lot in the US already. Yeah, I feel like there was a pretty big one not too long ago. Maybe like last year, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was in Texas. Texas in general is just like not having a good time. Because I think they've had like really brutal winters. And in summer they've had the massive wildfires, and it's like, damn, bro. Australia, I think, as well. I think Australia had a really big one. Which makes sense. Everything in Australia will try to kill you, but it still sucks, of course. I don't know if that's weird to say, but I haven't drawn myself in a while, so I don't know how to do this anymore. Yeah. I mean, the Earth will be fine. That's something that I always, you know, think about. The Earth will be fine. We won't. But the Earth will recover. Unless there's some massive fucking, I don't know, radioactive atomic war kind of thing. Maybe not then. The only thing we're doing with all this is just yeeting humans off of the planet. Which, I don't know, some would argue is not a bad thing. I really don't remember how to draw myself. Whoa. Yeah, that is true. It just takes a very, very long time to go back to normal. And we'll all be long gone by then. Which is good. It does make me curious if, like, there ever will be another, like, intelligent life form like humans after us, you know? Will they find something we leave behind, or will there be nothing left? Will nature have reclaimed everything, you know? That's something to think about. It's like the dystopian-ish. I mean, we do a lot of stupid shit, but we are definitely one of the most intelligent species on the planet. Sheer brain capacity and all that stuff. Even though people often use their brains to do a lot of stupid shit. That doesn't mean they're just stupid. They're just capable of bad things, I guess. I feel like these are too large, these. You know, like being self-aware, having all these different languages and stuff, like that is definitely a sign of intelligence. Question is, what will you do with it? Are you drawing people? That's cool. I think, I don't know. I don't really want to ride the depression train today. But I just think about these things because it's like, what do you mean, isn't it impossible to not be self-aware? Why did you- wait, what? Why are you drawing a spider on someone's head? You know what? I want to be lazy today. So I'm just gonna do the old outfit again. Ah. Hey, people are bald sometimes. That's not a bad thing. A lot of people are bald, as a matter of fact. Or balding. I didn't have like a lot of room in my stomach to really eat a lot today, but I will absolutely try to eat my body weight in food on the weekend. Because I'm going to like this really nice, well, not really nice, but this like nice Greek restaurant. And I am very excited. Because the fruit looks really yummy. And I want to eat it. Hair last. I mean, hey, you do you. Whatever works, works. I don't know how to draw this. Or, help. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it'll be nice. I also want to go to the Christmas market afterwards. If I'm not, like, in a food coma, you know? Because, the Christmas market is really nice here. And it's also really big. I underestimated how big it is, actually. Because I had a look-see last week. Actually, no, you know what? Even... that was only one. There's apparently like 7 Christmas markets in the capital. Which is, a lot. And the one I think the one I went to was the biggest one, like the main one. But there were a lot of stalls. Like, there's so much stuff. Yeah, and it wasn't like, you know, it's not even December yet, so I don't think the busy season has started. But it was already quite full. Which is not a bad thing. Tourism is a big source of income for us, so yeah, of course. We also, I think, I don't know how to explain this. How do I explain this without sounding weird? We have like some folklore figures, I guess, as well for decoration. That are like giants, I think. And they were made out of like wood. So they were just gigantic wooden statues hanging about. I think they look pretty cool, actually. And that must have been a lot of work as well to make that. And I think under one of them there was this like plaque, I guess, that told you the folklore. Yeah, I don't know what the name of that is either. I thought that was cool. But there were a lot of food. I mean, there were a lot of stalls with like tons of things. I didn't buy anything last time, but I will definitely buy something this time. It is, of course, as expected, more expensive. Because it's, you know, tourist prices, I guess, it is what that's called. But that's okay. Because I thought the place was really cool. And they had really good food. It smelled amazing. Like, actually, it was a little hard to resist. But I was just looking last time. It's all like, I don't know how to explain it. Traditional professions had like stands where you could get like handmade things, which I thought was really cool. International stuff as well. They're not just from here. There was, I think, from I don't remember which country, but from an African country, someone had like stuff, and another one had like Spanish porcelain or something, and it was really cool. I think ours were more like leather things. Oh, there was also like a bee stand, I guess. So like wax, candles, honey. We have some really good honey here. So that's always worth purchasing. So there was just a ton of food stuff. I don't know how things work in other countries. But we have, I don't know if people know about this, we have something called Glühwein, which is like warm wine, I guess. Red or white. But I think it's mostly red, typically speaking. I don't know if I think they put like cinnamon and stuff in there as well. As like added flavors. I don't really... I don't know if I like that. Cause like, from my experience, wine... Or maybe I just can't handle it, I don't know. Wine hits a lot harder than like some other things that you could drink. I don't really like, well, I don't know, because it depends. I feel like it depends on how they make it, you know? Some places it's really nice because it has a tinge of like sweetness to it. And I like sweet alcohol. I don't like the bitter stuff. I don't like beer or anything. So I will only really tolerate it if it's sweet. And I mean, of course, there's like tons of like alcohol-free stuff. Because A, children, and B, people, you know, don't always want to or can drink alcohol. There's also... I don't know how to explain this. There's something called Kirche, which is like a filled pastry. I think they fill it with like jam, but I think you can also fill it with savory things. That's a very like local traditional thing that you can usually get during Christmas markets here. had one actually. I think it's quite greasy. But again, I wouldn't know. Well, there's also like oh god, what is that called? Like people who make glass stuff, they also had a stand, which I thought was kind of cool. And I don't know, just a lot of like, yeah, I don't know what the profession is called in English if you make something out of glass. It doesn't even have to be, well, I mean, it's like, you know, glasses for drinking or something like that, but it could be other things as well. Ooh, there was one stand which I thought was really cool where a guy was like making chocolate into various designs. I thought that was really cool, I gotta say. Like, I don't know how hard that is, but it looks difficult. And also, I don't know if I would eat it. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do it. I definitely couldn't. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I could eat the chocolate, you know? Because, like, it's so pretty. I'd feel bad for eating it. But I guess, what else are you gonna do with it? Oh, I am already on the right one. Really. I'm gonna try and like actually do a doodle and not be super detailed because I don't have that much time today, but you know. Yeah, I mean, I bet there was actually a train there as well. Very impressive stuff. There was also, I think two even, incense stands, which, don't know how I feel about those because they smelled very strongly and I didn't really like the smell, to be perfectly honest. But at least it kept the grease smell from other places away. I'm trying to remember what other things there were other than like, you know, the food and the alcohol. I don't know. Like I said, I only looked. I didn't purchase anything, but I do want to buy stuff. This time. Even though, like, you know, the tourism tax is gonna make me feel it, but it's okay. Let's call it a birthday gift for myself. You know? That's just how it is, though, in the bigger cities. Everything costs more money because, you know, you gotta scam tourists. But it is like a big part of how people earn money here, so, you know, it makes sense. Just sucks, I guess, for the local. Although I think in some places, if you're like, hey, I'm not a tourist, I'm actually from here, they actually give you a better price. Because, you know, you gotta support the people that also live here and whatnot. But, don't tell anybody I said that. That's a secret. Oops, that's a big... It'll be our secret now. No. We're just, you know... If anybody asks, you never heard anything. That's all there is to it. There we go. I think that's nice, though. Of course, you know... Scamming people bad. However... Caring about your countrymen good, I guess. I suppose. Yeah, I mean, it's just tourism. Like, it makes sense. But... I guess technically it's not right. It's not gonna stop anybody, though, because that's people's livelihoods. With how everything is nowadays, because everything's so fucking expensive, I can't be like, nah, I'm not giving you money. I mean, I feel like you should, because your trains look really nice. And there are definitely people who are fond of these kinds of trinkets, I guess. Fair enough. That's just how it is, though. Being poor. That is the life. I still haven't. Ugh. That would definitely be good. What? Oh yeah, of course. People are a little... I don't know, there's a lot of people who will try to scam other people, is what I'm trying to say. You know? So you gotta watch out. There are quote-unquote artists who will scam people. There are customers who will try to scam people. It sucks out here. But that's okay. We'll just have to be careful. Yeah, it's a worldwide website as far as I'm aware. Do you think there's a lot of scammers on there though? Like a lot of them. What other website was I saw? Yeah, of course. Was it Etsy? I don't remember. There was a website that I was looking at where people were selling VTuber models that wasn't, you know, like VGen. And there was a lot of AI crap. Like a lot of it. Yeah, VGen is a really cool place. I would say it's a lot more ethical than other platforms when it comes to treating their artists. And of course, you know, I gotta do a little self-plug. I'm also technically on there. Technically, I'm also on there. Although I haven't really opened it in a while. Yeah, I have a VGen. So technically I can get commissions. But I am very busy right now. So it's not like, you know. I don't think I could do any right now. Just because of time constraints. But who knows? Maybe I just need to manage my time better. Okay. Kara is also an artist platform where you can upload your artwork. I think it's more like artists meeting other artists. Rather than like artist and client. Maybe, I don't know. It's more like a portfolio sort of thing, I think. But I honestly couldn't tell you. Ah, shit. It's like... I don't know how to explain. I don't think there is really an app or website that I can compare it to. No, I think Ko-fi is more like Etsy, where you can like sell things that you make. Kara... Oh, I forgot the name of the website that I'm thinking of right now. Help. I think Kara is more of a portfolio website, but I don't know. It's definitely less social media based, I guess. there's other websites that artists use for portfolios that I currently can't think of. I don't remember the names. But I think it's more like that. Or at least I would say it is. I could be wrong, of course. Oh, ArtStation. I think ArtStation is that kind of website, if I remember. Again, I could be wrong, but I think ArtStation is the one I'm thinking of. Can't see shit. Hold on. But I think that's like a website where like freelancers and stuff show off their artwork or artworks so they can get hired and whatnot. Yeah, it is very much for professional artists showcasing their work that they have made in the industry. Like actual, like working for like actual game companies and stuff. You know, like the real deal, I guess. That is cool. I really admire some of the work the actual professionals put out, you know? Of course, a lot of them do have like regular social media accounts where they post their stuff. But ArtStation is like a professional sort of place. Also, I'm not sure if I should change the category back to art. Because, like, technically it is a special one because it is my birthday. But I'm just drawing. So, I don't know. Is that being disingenuous? Also, I don't like that. I'm like trying to be faster than I usually am. Emphasis on trying though. So it's gonna be a little messy. Let's see. I do want to work on my speed, I guess, because I am very slow. But I'm not really sure how I should do that. Other than like, you know, taking less time to do the line art. Because I feel like that is the part where I am definitely the slowest. Yeah, of course. But I do take like a lot of time just for that. You know? Today we'll get messy line art. Because I'm lazy. Well, no. But I just don't have that much time today. And I also didn't like prep anything beforehand. So, you know. I mean, this is messy for me. I know a lot of people do this where you have like parts of the lines overlap. But I try not to have that happen usually. Usually I try to have it clean. Of course it still happens because I'm not paying attention sometimes or whatever. But usually that's not really my style. However... Nope, hello. What happened with this brush in particular? That just doesn't work anymore. What the hell? Oh, I think I'm using the wrong one, actually. Yeah. That explains a lot. Yeah, line art, I don't really like line art, I gotta say. I am also team... I wish I didn't have to use it, but I no longer have the ability to draw without it, so, you know. Such is the way of things. I used to be able to. I don't know how I did that. But I did actually have a time where I did like full-on render things. I do kind of want to try doing that again. Even though I think what I did was, I did do the line art, but then I, like, painted over it, I guess. Until I didn't have to rely on it anymore for, like, guidance on where things are and whatnot, if that makes sense. That's how I used to do it. But also, I was painting, like, real people, so, you know, that was different. Because it's different doing something like this, where I have to figure out where the light goes and whatnot, versus, already having everything set in place with a reference. Oh, I think I will change. Why not? I'm not right now. But I should use my references, you're right. That, if there's one thing you should do to improve when it comes to art, is use references, because your brain is not, like, you know, you can have an idea in your head vaguely, but actually realizing it is a different story, you know? You know what, actually? On Mail. I'm gonna put my boy away real quick. Because why not? Oh, and also ads are going to hit you again. My apologies. But the ad wars have come back. I wish you luck. Soldiers, return to me once again, please. Oh, wait. Hold on. Doing it all on one thing right now, so it's like, well, I can't just do whatever I want. Oops. I should not do that. The scratchiness, that's not something I should do. It works for sketches, but for this stuff, no. I don't know how I feel about it. It's like I guess it's a lot faster to, you know, be a little more messy with it. I don't know how it'll come out looking though. I hope it looks nice. I guess the goal for today is just to use less layers. So I'm a little faster. Okay. Faster, messier line art. Okay, I need to delete that part because that looks kind of messy. I don't really want to put those lines there, to be honest. I don't know how I feel about clothes, wrinkle line art, I guess. But, you know, I try. Because I want to usually just have it rendered and not with the line art. I think my overall goal... Welcome back! Welcome back from the ad. I hope you survived well. Without any grave... Oh! Without any grave injuries. I definitely want to have line art in the future. Whenever that is. That is, like, very thin and, like, the rendering should do most of the work. I think that would be my ideal goal in terms of just line art. Of course, today we're throwing all of that out of the window. Because yours truly is in a bit of a rush. But I think it's nice. I was thinking, actually, this brings me to another tangent. Whoa. But I was thinking, because it is... Well, I mean, it's still November, I suppose, but we are approaching the end of the year and all that. So I was thinking about, like, goals and whatnot for the next year. Technically I already have one, of course, for rigging and stuff. I wanted to make like 2-3 models. Ideally. A year. Oh, Vibrig, hello! Thank you! I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna be doing much celebrating today. But I will on the weekend, which is nice. You know, it's a weekday. Technically is a work day, so therefore you know, it's still business, supposedly. Although I haven't done much today, I've been very lazy. But thank you. That is true. The weekend is always something to look forward to. I am very much looking forward to it. Or at least Saturday, where, again, I want to eat my weight in food. Which does, however, mean I will not be streaming because, again, I will be, you know, celebrating. But that's how it's always been for me. Because I don't know why, but I've usually had my birthdays on the weekdays, so I always had to wait. Hi, Rumi! How are you? I mean, I'm not in school anymore because I'm old, but I always had to wait for the weekend and nothing has changed since then. Such is the way. Although I guess, I learned from a friend who congratulated me today that today is Thanksgiving. I was not aware of this. But I guess it's an American holiday. So I wouldn't know about that. Usually my birthday happens around the first Advent? Is that what it's called in English? I don't know. But I guess Thanksgiving is also an option. I was not aware of that. But I think, like I said, I think that's only an American holiday. Or at least we don't celebrate it here. I don't even know what it, like, what the topic or whatever of that particular holiday is. I only know that they eat a lot of turkey. And ham, I think. But I don't actually know much about, you know, country-specific holidays. Which is understandable, I suppose. I mean, that's good. personally, I won't ever say no to that kind of holiday. Because it's like you get to enjoy food that you usually don't. And I would never say no to that. Because it's good, tasty food. Although I've never had... I don't know. Have I ever had turkey? I don't know. Oh, is it bad? Again, I don't know anything. But I did hear, I guess, yeah, you are like thankful for something, but I don't know anything about the actual origins of the birthday. Oh. Oh, okay. You know what? Maybe, yeah, maybe we shouldn't celebrate that in particular. Fuck. Fair enough. I don't know if that one's worth celebrating, cause, well... I don't know if the Americans from back then were being so nice. Yeah, just be happy that you can hang out with family and friends. We don't talk about the other part. That does make me curious, though. What do they actually, like, teach people, or I guess kids, about what actually happened, or do they not? Oh, wait. Oh, I can't do it like that, hold on. I'm very good at this. Oh! That's interesting. I mean... I thought... Didn't a lot of... I mean, this is a very depressing topic, I suppose. But, I think we learned that a lot of the Native Americans just died because of the diseases that the European settlers brought with them. Oh no. That has to be like quite the whiplash to learn about that, though. That the holiday that you know, you like so much is like, actually... Oh no. Bad. But at least you learn about it later? I suppose? That's still depressing, though. But then again, I guess most holidays nowadays don't actually get celebrated for their original origin. It's like, I don't think most people still like celebrate Christmas for the reasons, you know, or like Easter or whatever. Because technically those are all Christian holidays, right? I mean, I don't think you should be proud of Thanksgiving like that. That one's maybe not. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's just spending time with family, I guess, which is good. Or spending time with people that you love and care about. Just don't think about the details. That is crazy to think about, though. Well, I mean, a lot of holidays have just become mostly commerce, I would say. Oh, they do? Huh. I mean, don't ask me, I'm just a silly European, you know? October, okay. Huh. Well, I mean, I don't know that much about international history, I suppose. But I'd imagine... I'm a what? Wait, don't Canadians, or does Canada not have natives too? I feel like they do, right? Unless I'm wrong. Again, I don't know much about this stuff. Now, why are you talking about past tense like that? Wait. What does that mean? I mean, I don't know, because, like, if it's like, you know, maybe it's like the American one. Where they, claim to be a lot nicer to the actual natives of the land than they were. But I don't know. Yeah, that is true. I guess at least... I mean, I don't know how much I can talk about this, to be fair, but I think they did definitely also do some questionable things to the natives. Up there as well. Which is not surprising, but still very depressing. I mean, I guess that's how you'd get it directly from the source. That's smarter, probably. Oops, that's too big. Then again, I guess it's the same thing, right? Where who knows how much they get taught about it. Maybe it's all hush hush. I don't know. Because I think a lot of countries, or dare I say most of them, don't really acknowledge the things that they have done. I think we are a bit of an outlier in regards to that, but also it's not like you could pretend like it didn't happen. I mean, you know, there are people who do, but it's a bit of a different scale. So, you know. So we do very much take it seriously. Regarding that certain war. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know Twitch TOS that well. But at least here, it's actually like most of the things that we learn in history. At least later on. Once you're, you know, old enough to stomach that kind of stuff. And also, which I think, well, I don't know if cool is the right word. Ah, okay. Well, I guess technically, depending on how you talk about this is technically politics, but it's just history, isn't it? Also, I made him way too fat. Wow. He'll be alright. Yeah. There is a surprising amount of people who will just say, no, that stuff never happened. Like, what? I guess it's a little hard to believe, like, conceptually, that many people died. Because it's just such a large number, but it, like, it still happened, you know? Can't just say nah and then go about your day. But people will deny anything. It's very strange. I guess it's like, wanting to feel like you know something other people don't, kind of deal. That's weird. But still, it's like, I don't know how to say this nicely. These people maybe are not the brightest, I guess. Because it's just, you know, like the camps and whatnot. Like, you can see them, you can go there. They are very much real, and they're also mandatory to visit for us here, which I think is very good. Then you can't. Oh my god, I'm struggling right now. Holy shit. You can't deny history no matter what you want to do. Every single school class has to go visit one in Austria. Or at least it was like that when I was still in school. And it is very much, I don't know how to, I would say I recommend doing it just because it very much gives you a perspective. That's a good question, actually. I think it was like, or maybe 16-ish. Because again, heavy topic, right? But I think that is around the age where we went at the very least. And I think it's also most of the curriculum for that year in particular. Yeah, no. You do have to be at a certain maturity to be able to handle that, because you do see a lot of things. Makes you think, I would say. Or at least it made me think. Of course, there will be people, children, who will not take it very seriously. which is very rude. But you know, I remember that still. Some of my classmates were like goofing around and they got scolded because it's just not appropriate to do that in that kind of place, you know? But I don't know. I guess some people aren't really aware of the severity. But like, the bare minimum, I think, is just to not fuck about, yeah. Yeah. It sucks, but it's like, I don't know. Just, if it doesn't interest you, just don't disrupt it, I guess. Kind of deal. You know, it is important to learn. You know how people are. They don't really care about things that don't pertain to them. Oh, I've also seen some, like, really, I guess, trashy pictures on social media before. Where people were, like, posing for pictures in the camps and stuff, and it's like, man, we've really lost the plot. Which is, a little depressing, I would say. There you go. Those look really ugly in this. It's fine. He's cute. How am I gonna do this? But yeah, we take it quite seriously. You're not really... I mean, of course, there will always be people who are going to deny it. And people who even support what happened, which is... wow. Hey, Sam. Beep boop. But it is actually illegal here to be... Can I say that word? Schmatzy. Like, you will actually get fined. Or even thrown into jail. Depending on what you do. Which I think is good. Yeah, I mean... I don't, you know, I don't see that much, but I have seen that there's, apparently... I don't know how to phrase this. There's a lot more schmatzis than I thought there would be in America right now. Which is very shocking, I gotta say. I didn't know that was so prevalent. I really feel like it should be illegal everywhere, but you know, I guess not. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of people who hate others so much. I don't get it. I mean, I guess that's a very normal, sane take, but it's like, surely you can do better things with your life than be so angry and like hateful and stuff towards other people. Because that's not going to fill the void in your heart, you know? But maybe I'm just not insane enough for that kind of thought. Still, it should be illegal. Because that doesn't fall under freedom of speech anymore, does it? Because it harms, you know, it's like inciting violence towards other people. So it doesn't, you know, it doesn't work like that, right? Or at least I think that's how it works. I don't know. Oops, hello. Well, is that not how it's supposed to work? Where's the line for freedom of speech? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I feel like if you incite violence or worse towards a group of people based on, I don't know, their ethnicity or gender or something, then I don't think that should be protected by free speech. But apparently in a lot of places it is, and I don't understand why. I mean, I guess it's because the people who are supposed to stop them also think that way, maybe, but that's really depressing to think about, to be fair. Although I don't know if that's true. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I did hear there's a lot of schmazzies in the police force. Which is I don't know. Like, I mean, we're also dealing with a resurgence, I guess, of those people. But it's still very much illegal. I mean, it's ye old point your finger at other people if you're displeased with something, and then I guess you'll forget about whatever it is that's bothering you. Even though it's not gonna go away. And a lot of people are just really racist. Unfortunately. There's a lot more people who are just really, really racist than you would think, I suppose. Just disappointing, but not surprising. Also, speaking of police, I guess I'm just a fucking. I guess we're talking about all of it today. Is it true that American police takes like, I don't know, 6 months to be trained or something? Because that seems crazy to me. That doesn't seem like a lot of time at all to be a police officer. Because I think it takes like 2-3 years here until you are actually in the police force. And it's like extensive training. But who knows? I guess a lot of them are just not fond of not white people. That's weird. I feel like that should take longer because you are essentially burdened with potentially saving lives or ending them. But surely you would need a little bit more training than that. Perhaps. I mean, I don't know anything. I'm just a little European in my little European country. Where, of course, we hear about the US and all of the things that go on, and usually we're just very confused about the things that are happening over there. And mildly concerned. I mean, I think most people don't like the police over in La America. Unless you're like a very specific subset of the population. Don't know if this is a dangerous thing to say, but you know, it is true. Yeah, I mean, we have become very small throughout our existence. We used to be very large, but you know, a lot of things happened. Like the aforementioned war, and the one before that, and a few ones before that. It's great. Not that I really care. I'm not like... I don't really care about patriotism, I guess. But it is kind of weird to think about how Austria used to be so big. And now we're just a tiny little country. And there's anything wrong with being small. But it is kind of weird to think about. Oops. Do we actually? How many people does London have? I don't know anything. Oh, I need to... Oh, you actually do? That's crazy. What? Wait. That's crazy. I mean, I guess we are very small, but I... Huh. I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly. No. What the fuck? Thank you, Rick. I'm very glad that you stopped by, and thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your day as well. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it very much. That's interesting. I did not know. Well, I guess it makes sense, right? Because our landmass very tiny. And London is pretty big, isn't it? I thought it was. Might be wrong. We're not that big. Like, most European countries are relatively small. Mostly. I guess I don't know which country actually has the most people in Europe. No clue. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it works, though, if you have a very dense population. Because it's like... Where I live, for example, I'm a country bumpkin, right? I'm in the middle of nowhere. My my home has like 8,000 people. Because I live on the well, yeah, I would say I live on the countryside. Because I'm like over an hour away from the capital. But our actual, like, capital of the country has, like, 2 million people, maybe? It's just population density. Which is a lot to me. I don't know how I would feel in, like, a city that has, like, actually a lot of people. Because, like, for me, Vienna is big. But in, like, relation to other places, it is not big. In the slightest. It's cool to think about. But I think I would probably, for lack of better phrase, I think I would wither like a little flower if I was actually living in a big city. I don't really like it. It's too busy, you know? Even though... yeah, I don't know. Well, it's like... I don't think that's really a thing anymore. Or not much, anyways. But at least here, it's like... having a small village or whatever feels a lot more personal because you know the people around you, you know? Even though it doesn't happen as much anymore. But it, like, people greet each other on the street and stuff like that, you know? That doesn't really happen in bigger places, I feel. I guess the disadvantage is that you have shit internet like I do. Because why would we need infrastructure, you know? I think a lot of people don't. It's like mostly an old people thing here. But I still usually greet people when I see them on the street. Of course, if you do know someone, you always say hi, right? That makes sense. But it's like, even if you don't, it's just polite to do. But yeah, I mean, not every single place is gonna have a lot of people. That's just, that's just how it works. Population density. I don't know, I prefer living in a village. Even though it has its downsides. I'm very far away from, like, the big places that have, like, all the stores and shit. And my internet is absolute crap, as a lot of you already know. But it's a lot less hectic, I guess. So I definitely prefer it. But maybe I'm just not used to city living, because I never lived in one. But I don't like people. I don't like to people. Even though I do like the people that I spend time with, I don't like crowds. I don't like a lot of noise. I'm like... I don't know, I'm just not built for that, you know? I'm built for the quiet life. Okay. What am I gonna do with? How am I going to do that? I have an idea. Okay. Well, I guess it's, yeah, it's like, it's not as personal. But, at least least I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. But I feel like the ambient noise of just people existing is more than loud enough for me, you know? Even if everyone's doing their own thing and no one's like really paying attention to you, there's still like a lot of noise. I don't know if that makes sense or if I'm just like rambling nonsense, but that's how I feel like it is. It's very strange, but I'm gonna fix it in a second. Don't worry. Imagine I have to draw this by hand. I would despair and cry. But it's okay. Well, what am I going to... Like I said though, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I would be absolutely thriving just because people don't really pay attention to others in bigger cities, but I don't know. I feel like it would be too busy. N1? What is it called, N1? Ooh. I feel like I just learned something. Oh. I usually name my things appropriately. I know some people keyboard smash when they like name stuff. Hey, again, bald people. Yeah, I feel like I just learned how people do the whole eye line art behind the hair thing. I think I could actually use that to do that with a model. That's interesting. I'll have to try that. I did want to try that anyways, actually. Because I quite like the whole being able to see the eyes behind the hair. I think it looks nice. I usually don't do it anymore. But if it's done well, I think it looks really cool. I guess it depends. I like it personally, but it's... I don't know. I don't know how you would do that with a model. Like, I guess I did try it a little bit with one of the models I was working on that I haven't finished yet, because of course not. Where I like blended out the colors on the bottom half of the hair. So it became like a gradient and was transparent at the bottom. I don't know if that'll work. We'll see, I guess, when we do that one. That's what I do these adoptables for, you know? Just to try things and see if they work. They might not. That's why we're trial and erroring it. Because I don't know a lot of stuff. I'm also currently shading everything on one layer, so I don't know if this will be a mess or not. I guess we'll find out. I do that when I'm like being really lazy, where I just adjust the colors for each part. But it is faster. Well, I think I'm comparing myself to like professional riggers and stuff who obviously know a lot more than I do. I know the basics. I'm aware that I know the basics. Evidently I do because my model works. And it looks pretty decent, I think. But there is still a lot of things that I can learn. Oh, that actually reminds me. I wanted to do like a... I don't know how I would do that. I've seen other people do this where they have like like their previous model next to their current one, but have them move at the same time, and I don't understand how that works. Because like you can, of course you can just cut it in like video editing software or whatever, but like actually have like the way it looks, it means that they're having both models active at the same time, and I have no idea how you do that. That would be cool, because I did want to actually compare my first model to this one, not just with a picture, but like actually moving both of them. I mean, maybe. Perhaps you are right, but I kind of still want to try it. I feel like that would be a sacrifice that would be worthy. I want to learn that though. Yeah, like I've seen people. I don't understand how it works. I really would like to know. Where you have, I guess, two models active at the same time, and they both get tracked by whatever it is that you're using. Oh, actually, I think you can. Maybe I just figured it out. Hold on. I think you can actually record movement in VTube Studio, and maybe have it play with another model instead. If it's that, I think I just figured it out. But I don't know. I'll have to see. Because that would be very cool to try and see how things have changed, not just on the art front, but on the rigging front too. Like, I know my art has improved. I think everyone can tell when it comes to that one. But the rigging, I feel like also has gotten better, you know? Even though I haven't done anything between Model 1 and Model 2. So I don't know how, you know? I don't know what happened, honestly. But I think it works better. Magic. Perhaps. I don't know. I mean, one thing that I guess is true is that I I learned from my mistakes from before. Oh, no problem. Someone seems like a very nice person. So, I am always down to raid other artists and riggers. Especially since that's what I do a lot too. It makes sense to pick someone who's also doing what you're doing, you know? Also, someone is a lot better at rigging than I am. I'm very much beginner. But actually, watching some of the stuff made me think maybe I should also re-rig some things. Maybe not for like the old model, but for this one. Since I learned things after I had finished this one. Yeah. Rigging is done in Live2D Cubism. I think there are maybe other ones too, but typically you use Live2D Cubism to rig. And everyone uses it. So, you know. Again, I have a lot of learning to do still. But it made me think, I kind of want to try maybe do some skinning for the hair. Because I'm not very happy with how the hair physics look on my current model. They're not like terrible, but you know. Yeah. Skinning. It's where you add a bunch of rotation deformers to, well, whatever it is that you want to skin. And that sounds very weird out of context. I'm not a serial killer, I promise. But basically, if you then do skinning on in the program, not on the program, it like auto rotates each one of these rotation deformers and glues the different parts together. That's not what I want. Hello. So you have more precise movement. It's very good for like long, thin things. What? Long, thin things. Like twintails, for example. Well, I think technically you can do everything by hand. But there are different techniques for different parts of each body part. Because some things just work better with certain things of the body. Like the skinning, I think works best with long parts. If you want to do like Z movement, a regular rotation deformer is probably your best bet. Or sometimes you also just, oh yeah, I don't know actually if I still have the Photoshop file for the old model, but I did lose the actual Clip Studio file for it. But for this one, I still have everything. So it should be changeable. Technically. Supposedly. No ads are incoming again. My apologies. But I think, I don't know, maybe, I mean, it's not like I have time for anything right now. But maybe in the future it would be cool to redo some stuff. Like the Twin Tails. And I also really don't like the skirt movements. Like, at all. So I would be very happy to change that. Because I think it looks ugly. Oh, and also improve the tail motion, even though I don't show the tail that much because it's fucking gigantic like everything else. But you can like make it, I guess you could also technically use skinning for that because it's very long and thin. Except for like the top part. I guess that one's not very long and thin. But have it like have like a sort of snake kind of motion. I don't know how to explain that. I can like visualize what I'm trying to explain in my head, but actually explaining it is different. Because like snakes, well, not all of them, I suppose. Oh, I remember about that stuff you were telling me about that. Actually, I don't know how most snakes move, now that I think about it. But there's like specific sands or like snakes that live in the desert that I'm thinking of. That kind of have this sort of like sideways wiggle, I guess. And I think that could work. But the tail? To have it like wiggle like that. But what do I know? Nothing. I haven't even done the hands yet. Well, again, time crunch, so I'm trying to be a little faster today. This is very messy. That's okay. Usually I do like 10 bajillion layers and now I'm at 35. It's just really not that much. Huh. But then again, I haven't done like normal art in a while, I guess. Actually, what is the last thing that I made that is quote unquote normal? I think it might actually be my header. Freedom! Welcome back. I don't know. Because, like, recently I've only ever really made models. Or, like, model art. And, the chibi for the follow icon, I guess. But chibis take less layers, usually, for me. So what is the normal, like... What do you mean? How far in the past are we talking? Oh, I've always only drawn characters, I guess. I do want to learn how to draw backgrounds. Like, maybe not necessarily cities, but like nature stuff. Natural landscapes, I guess is the correct term, maybe. I'd like to do those. Other than that, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things you can draw technically anything, I guess, but the one thing I really do want to learn how to do is like nature. That isn't people. Of course, I still have a lot to learn when it comes to people as well. But in terms of not people, nature. Trees, flowers, landscapes. I think that would be nice to learn. Well, I don't... Because, like... First of all, I suck at perspective. Gonna be honest, I don't know how to do that at all. It hurts my brain. But, like... Natural things... Like, they do follow a certain degree of, like, structure. But it's not quite as rigid, I guess, as, like, man-made things. So you have more freedom when you make them. I don't know if that makes sense. But that's just how I feel about it. I've seen, you know, people's illustrations of like cities and stuff, and it's like, whoa. I don't know if I could do that. That's good. Sometimes I wonder if I can like accurately get my point across. Because like, it's not even a language thing, I think. It's just, can I put what's in my head into actual words? Because your thoughts are maybe not quite as accurately worded as what you're actually saying. Or at least that's how it is for me. So sometimes I just struggle to explain things because it's like, I have a picture in head, but I don't know how to translate picture into words. I'm just very bad when it comes to depth perception. Like in real life, in games, and in art. I don't know why. But it's just... I like it. It's not really computing in my brain. Which is annoying. But it's a little hard to see. But I think maybe, I don't know. Well, if I actually practiced perspective drawing, maybe I would get better at it. But seeing it is still kind of hard. I don't know if that's just like me being weird. But I'm not very good at seeing depth. Or, well, I'm good at, I guess, I'm not good at seeing it accurately, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. This is one of those things where it's like, I see the world in a certain way and I don't know how to explain it to you if you don't also see the world in that way. But that's how it is. Like I said, I've never really like practiced perspective drawing because I don't really draw objects, but I should try to do it at some point. I guess so. Most of the time I just do things with feeling. That's how I deal with English as well. I don't know the actual grammar rules, mostly. I'm just like, oh, that feels right. You know? I don't know if that's working, but that's how I do it. No. Not at all. English is, to me, is so easy to learn. I never had to study for it at all throughout my entire school life. And I always got amazing grades. Like, I was the kid that other kids were trying to cheat off of during exams, you know? Because I've never struggled with it at all. You wouldn't be able to tell because I talk like an idiot sometimes. But it's just because I can't wrap my head around doing stuff and talking at the same time. But no, I never struggled. I think the only time I did have to study for it was when I had a really strict teacher in 1 year, and even then I only really looked at vocab like the 5 minutes before the lesson started. So I don't know. It's nice to not have to study for something. I guess. There's definitely other classes where it was not that easy for me. And I was despairing. But English was always easy. I don't know how it works in other countries, but we have like for finals we have a written part and a spoken part, I guess, or an oral part. And you can either do 3 written and 3 oral, I think, or 4 written and 2 oral, I think. I'm pretty sure I did the latter. I actually did English for one of them. I did English. Well, I mean, some things are mandatory. You have to write in German, you have to write in math, you have to write in English. But the rest you can pick whichever class that you want to do. And I picked English and biology. Shocking, I suppose. But that's what I did. I did English oral and biology written and oral. I mean, it's a mandatory class, right? Everyone learns English in school. So I think most people have a basic understanding, especially if they're younger, with like the rise of social media and stuff. Older people, maybe not so much. But I noticed something, at least online. I can't verify that personally. But a lot of people are like, oh, my English is not that good. And then their English is a lot better than you would think based on that sentence. At least for us German speakers. But I would say, I don't know. I would say most of us know it, at least at a basic level. And the younger people tend to be better at it for obvious reasons. I guess, I mean, I don't want to sound like... No, actually, it's not. Television, everything that's on television is dubbed in German. So it would have to be the internet stuff. We dub like actually everything. Or I guess the Germans do. We just also watch it. But yeah, I don't want to like sound arrogant or anything. But I would consider myself a bit of an outlier. Like, I'm not the most amazing English speaker, but I am probably a lot better than the average person. Just because it isn't really... Maybe I am built a little bit different. But I think most people can probably get around. I think a lot of people have a very strong accent though. I've noticed, at least in school I noticed that. Most of my peers had a very strong Austrian accent, I guess. I never really had one, personally. But it is a very strong accent. Usually when someone German or Austrian or whatever does speak English, you can tell. You can immediately tell. Because they have a very strong accent. Or at least from what I've observed. So they can speak it, but you can very much tell that they're not native speakers just from how they sound. Which makes sense, I suppose. Because it's like... German pronunciation of like letters is very different from English, I would say. Because it's a lot more... I don't think harsh is the right word. but it uses a lot more hard vowels. Or not hard vowels. What is it? Consonants, right? Hard consonants. So it sounds, I guess that's why people say that we always sound angry when we speak. Because we have a lot of like strong T's and P's and stuff. I guess that's what it sounds like. I personally don't see, I don't know, I think the stereotype comes from like saying, I mean, you know, Germans yelling angrily. You see a lot of that. And also the certain man from a certain war who was animately yelling in his speeches. That one also doesn't help with you know. Personally, I don't. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm not a German. Well, I am technically, but I'm not like, you know, I'm Austrian. And we have a very strong dialect here, which in a lot of ways is a lot less harsh because a lot of the consonants get softened, I guess, if that makes sense. Although we do, at least like where I live, we do have some very harsh sounds. But maybe that's why I don't really see it as very harsh, just because like all the people around me don't really talk like that. Maybe like actual German in Germany is different. But again, I think a lot of the stereotype just comes from seeing videos of people yelling. But then it's like, yeah, of course, that sounds harsh. It's someone yelling angrily. I think most people sound harsher when they're mad. You know? Maybe I'm just coping, I don't know. That's just how I see it. I could be wrong, of course. I forgot. It's interesting for sure, though. Why did you say Flemmy? So, how are you? I didn't even... I don't know, languages are interesting. Because, like, I understand, again, I get why German sounds really harsh to foreigners. But I think it's also a little exaggerated. But that's just how stereotypes are, I guess. What do you mean, Doom? We're not dangerous here. Again, I'm biased. As a native speaker, I am extremely biased when it comes to German. And I imagine it feels very different if you don't actually understand what's being said. I feel like I've seen a video before where it's like X language, how it sounds like to someone who doesn't understand it. I feel like that might help with the foreign perspective. That sounds very weird, but it's true. I think if you don't actually understand the words you're hearing, obviously you're gonna go off of the tone rather than the content. It's going well. I'm just doodling a birthday gift for myself. Yeah, I think I've seen it for English too. I don't Like, it feels weird. I should look at one for German. Because I bet it sounds very different if you don't understand what's being said. That makes sense for anything, I guess. Language is just interesting like that. Even though I think... well, English is kind of a little weird, I think. In the sense that it's similar to both the, I don't know what the root is called for the German one. But like, you know, German, Dutch, that kind of stuff. That language family, and also Latin languages, so French, Italian, Spanish. English isn't, like, I think, well, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just, you know. But I think English takes inspiration from both, but isn't actually part of either. So it is somewhat similar. English is a little weird. I don't want to like shit on anybody or anything, but well, I guess French is kind of like that too. There's a lot of pronunciation rules where I'm just like, what? Why is it called? Why do you say it like that when it's written completely different, you know? But I think that's because German has usually very strict rules when it comes to that. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, a lot of it, from my experience, mind you, again, I never really had trouble with it, but I feel like English is like, there are rules, but there's so many exceptions sometimes where it's just like, it don't matter. It absolutely does not matter whether or not the rules are in place, because at the end of the day, you're just doing whatever you want anyways. And I don't understand. But also, I don't actually know the rules. I just go off of what sounds right. So I'm not exactly the best judge for this. I don't know. English is weird. I don't know how it works for you, I guess. Actually, I'm kind of curious about that now I think about it. Because we had, like, grammar tests, I guess, and, like, specific sections, in the curriculum where you just had to learn all of the rules. And then you had to... I don't know how this is called in English, but like, you had to go out to the blackboard, the teacher wrote a sentence onto the blackboard, and then you had to like correctly identify and label each part of this sentence. Like, nouns, adjectives, and stuff, what tense it is, if there's any, commas, why are they there, that kind of stuff. I don't know if you ever had anything like that, but we did. I did not like it. I wasn't like terrible at it, because I'm, you know, I wasn't like an A student when it came to German, but I wasn't bad. I was just okay, because I never really studied for it. It's my native language, you know? Um, although sometimes I did have to study, like, for that. Because those rules, there's a lot of them. Yeah, you don't really think about it. I didn't think about it before or after for German either. Just during that period of time where you just had to know it because it was asked of you. um, but seeing that makes me not at all surprised that people struggle to learn German. Because there are rules, there's a lot of them. At least we follow them, mostly, you know? But it is very complicated. But I think it's very, very different. Well, I guess it depends on what your language is, right? Depending on what language you start out with, you might have an easier time learning a language or a harder time. But German does have a lot of rules. And I guess one thing that is very, well, for us, I guess, arbitrary, is articles. You know, we have gendered articles. And although there are technically rules for that, I think, most of it is just you have to just get it or you have to learn it. You know, by heart, I think it's called. Because it's like, it doesn't make sense a lot of the time. You can't logic it away. Yeah. Instead of like we have daddy das, and then also something called Fälle, which I guess is just translated to cases in English. So depending on which case you are using in your sentence, the article changes, right? So it's still the same gender of article for whichever noun that you're using, but it looks different. And I think a lot of people really struggle with that as like foreign learners. Yeah, no, it's hard. I would not consider that fun. But it's a very basic part of our language. So you have to learn it, whether you want to or not. Even though I think a lot of people, well, I mean, well, it's not really that complicated, I would say. But it's like opposite. Which is why I sometimes, well, actually, I often mess up my numbers. Because in English, you say, for example, 22, right? So it's 21st, then 2. But in German, you say I don't know what the like proper term for this is, but you say 2 first instead of like 20. It's the exact opposite, and that messes me up even now. Even though I've been speaking both languages for a very long time. It makes me say, I don't know, 24 instead of 42. Because it is just swapped around. And it hurts my brain. I gotta say, it hurts my brain. No, it's not like that complex, I don't think. Because Because in English, you say 22 or 24, let's say 24, or 42. And in German, you say 24, which is 4 and 20, or 42, which is 2 and 40. So because it's swapped around, my brain oftentimes doesn't change the position. So it comes out a little garbled. I mean, 100 does come first, or whatever number, but it's like 100. Well, I don't know there is an actual technical term for this. But it's like it's 132 in this case. It's 123, which is 103 and 20, which I think is very confusing to non-native speakers, and that's why I keep messing it up in English, because my brain is wired differently. It's interesting to think about, I suppose. But it hurts a little bit in my head. At least it's not French. I heard French is very bad when it comes to numbers. Although I could not tell you exactly what it is that makes it so bad, because I never took French. But my classmates and friends who did told me that it is awful. French to me is very strange. Especially the pronunciation part, because it's like, I mean, I'm sure there are rules, right, for how to say things, but it's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. And I've never actually learned the language, so I don't have any proper insight, but it's like, why is it that a word is like 10 letters long and you say 4 of those 10 letters? I don't understand. Why does it sound like that? You know? I mean, it's a beautiful language, don't get me wrong. I think it sounds wonderful. But it is very confusing. No. Anything that is after the comma is always last. That would be 25,8, which is, I guess if you directly translated, 5 and 20.8. And look, it's specifically, I don't know, again, I need to look that up. I don't even know how I would look that up, to be fair. How do I... I don't know. But it's like everything under 10, I guess. Those numbers, those come first. Except if you go over 100, then 100 goes first. And if you go over 1,000, 1,000 goes first. But if it's like, if it's between 13 and 99, including both of those numbers. The smaller number part goes first. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't think that cleared it up at all, but that's how it works. I promise. It's just like that specific part of the number, I guess. I don't know how to explain this. I'm not good at explaining this. Who knows if I'm making this understandable? But explaining it to you, I realize even more why German is so hard to learn. Since trying to explain these things to people is like, what? Why do they sound like that? I have no idea. At least we have very strict rules, I would say. There's not that many exceptions. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could teach German. Simply because I do not remember the rules anymore. I just, you know, it's my native language, I grew up speaking it. I just say things. I mean, it's not like I couldn't look it up, but you know. There's a lot. I think the concept of cases is probably among the most difficult parts of it. Because they don't really exist in most other languages, I think. Or at least to my knowledge. Or maybe they do. But they don't in English. They do in Latin. I took Latin in school. Don't. If you are still in school and thinking about it, don't. It's not worth it. I thought, naively, I'll need that for university later. I have not made use of this even once in my entire study life. It is absolutely useless. And it's really hard to learn, or at least I thought it was. So, don't take Latin. Take a language that is actually still spoken, please. Don't be like me. But, Latin also has cases. And instead of the 4 that we have in German, there's 6. Although I think... Well, the 5th one doesn't have much use, but it still does, or I guess did get used. But man, Latin was really hard. I just PTSD. I would not recommend learning it. It's hard and useless. I guess if you like saying, or if you like learning languages, more power to you. But I would not recommend it. Why is your brain broken? Rose looks really ugly in this, I'm sorry. My poor baby boy. Actually, let me put him up again because he's so cute. Look at him. There he is. I'm sorry. It's true. Oh, hello. It is true. I did not enjoy it when I had to learn it. but I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it, at least. When someone... Huh? I guess that depends on how long the sentence is. Also, I think that might be like an ADHD thing. Yeah, I do struggle with that as well, actually. If someone I need to like pay very hard attention. Otherwise, I will forget what the start of the sentence was. But I think that genuinely depends on the length and the complexity of the sentence. Because if I have to think really hard about, I don't know, question 1 or question 2, my brain does not have the capacity for the rest of that. I don't know if that's normal. My brain works in weird ways as well. But I don't know. This stuff is complicated, you know? I have this thing, which is super annoying, and I wish it wouldn't do what it's doing. But if someone says something to me, or I say something to someone... Oh god, Jesus Christ. Holy shit! Oh god! Hello? Thank you! Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. Aw, thank you, sweetheart! I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving. Oh my god, she scared the shit out of me. Oh, this is very, very loud. Why is it so loud? Okay. Holy shit. Hold on. That scared me. Thank you, Dedra. That's so sweet. Good god, that scared the shit out of me, though. Why is it lagging all of a sudden? Holy crap. That was very loud. What was I saying? Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh my god. I have to properly thank her later. Also, that's crazy. Oh my god. I don't know what to say. Thank you. What was I saying before this? I've never had something like this before. I don't know what to do. Help. Fuck, I actually forgot. What was I saying? Help. Oh, you know, I'm an idiot. What I was saying, which I guess I've just proven it completely, is that, if I talk to someone or they say something to me and I get distracted, I forget what we were talking about completely. Like it never happened, usually. It's like I'm doing a factory reset. And it's very annoying. Because I just... It it actually just is like it never happened. You know? Oh, wait, Sam, you can now use all new emotes. Yay. I'm so flustered right now. Oh my god. Woman. What am I supposed to do with you? First of all, I have to fix that later because that was very loud. But yeah, I completely lose track of what I said because I don't know why. That's really weird, I would say. I don't know if that's normal. If like other people also experience this where they're like just completely forgetting what they were talking about. Or if that's just a me thing. I don't know. But it is very annoying because it's like, it's not like I can ask someone, you know? Well, I guess I can ask someone what I said, but like where my thoughts went, I don't know. No worries. So it's like that is something that is very annoying about my brain. Okay. God, I'm so flustered. I will get back to you later, Tetra, via text, because I feel very shy right now. That was very nice, though. Thank you. The hell? Okay. I do genuinely. Well, I mean, mind you, I've never gotten a diagnosis for anything because when I was, well, actually, I think that still applies. My parents don't believe in mental health, which is a very weird thing to say, but it's true. So, you know, even if I had, or even if I have or had not, again, I don't know, shown signs of having some sort of, I don't know what to call that. It's not mental illness. But you know, something like ADHD, for example. My parents would not have had me diagnosed or looked at or anything because they don't think that stuff's real. So, but I do genuinely have an inkling about that sort of stuff. Because I feel like, again, you should not self-diagnose, but thinking about it, you know, is something that maybe you should do. Not thinking about self-diagnosing, but just like your own physical and mental space. Because you, at the end of the day, are the one who looks inside your head. Other people cannot do that. So you would know best what goes on in there, usually. And I have thought about it, but it's like, I have no idea how you would even go about that sort of thing. Because I don't know if we have good support for such things in my country. I'm inclined to say no. But I don't know. It's just something I think about sometimes. Oh, I forgot. I need to call it the present. Wait. Let me put all of this in there first of all. And then I don't know what color the present should be, to be fair. I have no idea. That woman. She is a very sweet person. What should I do with the present? I don't know. I don't know what to say right now. Okay. Do I want to be white, or is that too much of a basic bitch color? I don't know. I feel like I should keep it consistent with my own color scheme, maybe? Oh, that's not a bad combination, actually. Maybe I'm just lazy, though. I don't know. I'm actually quite surprised that my voice is still holding out as well as it is. Even though it's a little, raspy. But I'm doing quite well. I will continue to gaslight myself into believing that I'm not sick. And you cannot stop me. And even then, I don't know if that's depressing to say, but I mean, I broke a new record. Cause like last year around the same time, I was ill every single month. Unironically, which was terrible. So, as horrible as that might be to say, I broke a new record because I haven't been sick in like 2.5 months. Which is pretty great for me. At least during, actually. No, I get sick during summer as well. But not quite as often, I think. Which is to be expected. Because, you know, winter is the time where everyone's sick. Usually summer people don't get sick that often. Although the summer flu, I guess, does exist. But, typically speaking, more people get sick during the cold times of the year. I wonder if that is actually, or how that works in countries where there isn't really a cold season. If they also get like sick more often during the winter, or if that's just like, it would make sense if they didn't, but I don't know. I don't know things. I just exist. I kind of like doing this sort of thing nowadays, even though it's usually a little messy, but like it's fun. Like actually to play with the colors like this. I don't know, I feel like recently I did level up a little bit. When it comes to coloring things. Although I still have my weaknesses, i.e. Anatomy. I would say is my big weakness. I never actually studied how to properly draw things. Which is also why you should use a reference. That would teach you. How it's supposed to look. But again, I came in here with no plans whatsoever. I just came here to vibe. Which is why this is a lot messier than my normal work. Oh, that's okay. It's a present for myself. That's allowed to look a little different. Maybe I should do something like this more often. Just so I get, like, faster. Even though this is not particularly complex. It'll teach me to not hesitate as much, I guess. No, which... No. I don't remember. Maybe... Nope. Oh. I think it was actually that one. But I can also just check, because... Oh my god. Wait. I haven't saved this even once. That's dangerous. Hold on. I'm usually very good at that. And okay. Now it has a name. Supposedly. There we go. But I want to look. Where would I look for that? It's here, isn't it? Yeah. This is the other one that I made not too long ago, which had a similar style, I guess. But I wanted to check. Yeah, it's also hard light, but I think this one looks slightly different. Maybe I can fix that actually. Perhaps let me try something. Not like that. Right, that's all of that. Now, I don't know if I can do that retroactively. I will try. It's not showing me. Oh, okay. It's just something that I would like to try. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I should do it the right way. Okay. I think that is like finishing touches kind of deal. And then we'll see. Right. I'm sure you can hear my clicking right now. I apologize. But I'm doing this with the mouse because I don't know. Lazy, I guess. Or I think that's it. That Alright. And that part too. Right? This part as well. I guess it technically doesn't matter as long as it's not the colored part. It's not if I slap that on top. I think it looks slightly better. Okay. What if... Oops. What if... Hey. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Petra is a very sweet person. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. I'm still so flustered about that. I guess I should have expected something like that from her. But man, you pulled a fast one on me. But I guess enjoy the emotes. There's not that many, but we have some. Okay. Do I want anything with the background or not? I don't know. Also, it is going to lag every single time I save. Because, you know, how dare I do anything on my computer? Okay. I kind of feel like I should have something in the background, but I don't know what. And I don't have that much time left. Maybe if I do like a very basic if I can find it, that is it? No, that's not that one. Okay, so this is one of the things that I need, which I will put. So. But I am actually looking for my vines. There we go. Again, I don't really do backgrounds because I'm bad. But it doesn't mean we can't have... Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's different from what I usually do. But it's... I don't know, I think it's quite nice. I'm always glad and grateful for anybody who lurks as well. So thank you very much for that. I understand. We can do bubbles too, that is true. I understand that not everyone wants or can be very chatty. Also, hello everyone. I don't remember if I have an actual brush for that or if I think I usually do them manually. Ah, the fish. The fish. Oh, wait. That needs to be smaller. Oh, that's still way too large. Hold on. I mean, my birthday this year is a lot more exciting than I thought it would be. So I'm quite happy right now. Like I said, I usually celebrate on the weekends. So this is very new to me, but I am very appreciative. Thank you very much. Like maybe no. Okay. I need to do a separate layer. Yeah. Today is my birthday. I am a year older. Wait. I don't know if that's if that's something to look. Oh. Oh, thank you. I mean, I'm not old or anything. I joke and I jest, but I'm not that old. I'm quite young, actually, still. I just feel old. I got that grandma energy, you know? Not like mentally, but physically. That's okay. Such is the way of life. I should probably do that the other way around. But they won't let me. There we go. Hey. Right, bubbles. Let's do a layer of bubbles in the background and one in the foreground. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I really like this one. I need to hide that actually. And this. And all of the other things. Wait, This is how you make bubbles if you are a broke bitch and don't have a designated brush. Like myself. Okay. And then I mean, again, I don't. I'm quite. I'm pretty sure saying I'm quite youthful makes me sound very old, but I only feel old sometimes, but not mentally, just physically, which sucks. But you know, oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you. Still, we try our best to get through life. You know, actually, I should add more of those things as well. I'm just glad that I get to hang out with you guys as well. Maybe we'll do it again next time. But who knows what life has in store. A year from now on. Of course, I want to still stream. You can't get rid of me that easily, sorry. But I don't know where we'll be at that point, you know? I do look forward to it, though. That actually brings me back to the whole thinking about my goals for the next year. No, it's still fairly far away, but you know. Doesn't hurt to think about it. And then I will add more bubbles in the front. I don't even remember because I was pretty sure I had goals for this year as well, but I don't remember which ones those were, so I guess that doesn't really matter because I probably haven't met them anyways. It's fine. You can always make new ones. Let me hide all of this real quick so I can work on the new bubbles. Well, there's that one where, again, I want to make at least 2 models, preferably 3 next year as well. Because I think it's fun to make them and I like to learn. I like learning how to make this stuff, how to get better at rigging. And I feel like because of how much I like designing characters, this really is a good path for me, you know? Because as much as I think rigging is cool, I think it's mostly the character design that makes it appealing to me. Because I've always loved making characters. Thank you, Jay. Also, I'm a jackass. But thank you. I very much appreciate it. Better be resting, Boyle. How are you today? Oh, that's not the right one. Wait. There we go. Oh, okay. No. Maybe. I mean, I've never played it before, so you'd have to teach me, but I'd be down for that. If that is what you meant. I don't even like how these look. We may need to make them a little... Hey. Oh, also, these ones, because they're in the background. Yeah, it's the Steam autumn sale, isn't it? I'll have a look. Oops. Okay. Oh, look at that. We now have a fully finished art piece. Actually, hold on. Before I... One more thing. Is it blurring? Did it blur? I don't think it blurred. Hold on. Gaussian blur. That's not enough. Okay. There we go. Hey. Yeah, that's a lot. But if it's only like what was it, 15 bucks? Yeah, I can buy that. Yeah, thank you. And it only took 3.5 hours. Look at that. I don't know when we'll be able to play, but I'm sure we can schedule something. Again, though, you have to teach me, because I've never played anything. Okay. Me. God, my PC has to be so bad for the saving to make my stream lag like that. Okay, but that means we are finished for today. And as much as I am happy to be here, I do have other things that I have scheduled for my birthday. So I will bid you adieu, and maybe we'll see if we can raid someone. What the fuck? Like the art? I mean, I guess so. Let me see if I can raid someone right now. Maybe... I don't know. Hey. Well, I will try and raid this person, and then I guess I will do my usual spiel where I bid you adieu. And then I think I'll see you tomorrow, actually, because again, I will be celebrating my birthday on Saturday, so I will not be here because I will be eating my body weight in Greek food. But let me start that raid, and I guess thank you everybody who stopped by today. I'm so glad that so many people said hello. I'm not used to getting that much attention from so many different people, so I am a little flustered, but thank you. Even if you were just lurking or stopping by, I very much appreciate it. I'm always glad to hang out with people. This is why I like streaming, because I can see people, you know? Stop. You're making me embarrassed. But thank you. You're also sweetheart. You know that, Jerry. What was I gonna say? Stop. I do as well. I'm very glad to have made so many friends and that I've met a lot of new people through streaming. I'm very, very glad. Oh god. I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. I think maybe more model art or something, or rigging. I have no idea. But thank you for hanging out with me.